Singapore is an island city-state located off the southern tip of the Malay Peninsula in Southeast Asia, with a population of 5.7 million people packed into just 724 square kilometers. It is one of the most densely populated countries in the world. Singapore was founded as a British trading colony in 1819 by Sir Stamford Raffles. After occupation by the Japanese during WE, Singapore joined the Federation of Malaysia in 1963, before becoming fully independent in 1965. Today, Singapore is a global financial center and busiest transshipment port. The main island is characterized by its tropical rainforest climate, with no distinctive seasons, high humidity, and abundant rainfall. Flat low-lying areas are where most development is concentrated. Bukit Timah, the highest hill, peaks at just 545 feet above sea level. The downtown core of Singapore includes Marina Bay, Raffles Place, and the Singapore River. This area contains many of Singapore's postcard landmarks like Marina Bay Sands, Gardens by the Bay, and the Esplanade. Historic civic districts include the Colonial District, the Civic District, and Chinatown. Other attractions are the iconic Merlion statue, the futuristic Super Trees Grove, and the lively nightlife of Clarke Quay. Much of the architecture fuses glass high-rises with British colonial styles. Major parks include the huge nature reserves Bukit Timah Nature Reserve and Central Catchment Nature Reserve. Many smaller green spaces are integrated between buildings, providing urban greenery. An excellent road system connects compact neighborhoods across the island. However, owning a car is extremely expensive, so most rely on public transport and taxis to navigate the city. Singapore celebrates a rich tapestry of cultures and religions, reflected in its festivals, cuisine, and arts. Chinese, Malay, Indian, and Western traditions blend in unique ways. Major events include the Hindu festival, Thaipusam, Mid-Autumn Lantern Festival, and Hari Raya Puasa marking the Muslim New Year. The National Gallery Singapore and Asian Civilizations Museum house precious cultural artifacts. The innovative performing arts scene includes the Esplanade outdoor concerts and experimental theatre. Singapore is a foodie haven, offering everything from Michelin-star restaurants to bustling hawker markets. Signature dishes include chili crab, Hainanese chicken rice, and laksa noodle soup. Orchard Road is home to lively bars and nightclubs. The Formula One Singapore Grand Prix also draws huge crowds every September in the Marina Bay area. Singapore has a highly developed free market economy that thrives on exports and refining imported goods. It serves as a major financial and transportation hub. The Port of Singapore is one of the 5 busiest ports in the world, both for container traffic and total cargo tonnage handled. Singapore Changi Airport connects to over 380 cities worldwide. Manufacturing, especially electronics and biomedical goods, contribute significantly along with a robust service sector. There is a focus on innovation and technology like bioscience and fintech. Tourism continues growing with attractions like Sentosa Island and the Singapore Botanic Gardens. Foreign companies are attracted by low tax rates and business-friendly policies. However, the cost of living and real estate remain very high. Tough restrictions are placed on labor and public protests, but Singapore offers abundant employment opportunities across industries, along with meritocratic wages. Singapore has an efficient, affordable, and extensive public transportation network. The mass rapid transit system of trains and subways is the backbone connecting major regions. An expanding light rail transit network, public buses, taxis, and ride-shares provide additional transit options. Motoring is extremely expensive to own a vehicle, but a system of expressways facilitates driving between areas. Traffic congestion is common during peak hours. Changi Airport operates as an international aviation hub with connections worldwide. Ongoing major infrastructure projects include the Cross-Island MRT line crossing the entire nation by 2030. Additionally, Singapore is highly walkable and pedestrian-friendly, with many connector bridges between developments. A park connector network links up green spaces. Separate cycling paths run throughout residential towns. However, biking remains less popular. Housing in Singapore is mainly provided by the government through public housing blocks developed by the Housing Development Board. Nearly 80% of residents live in subsidized HDB flats surrounded by parks, shops, and community amenities. New towns like Bishan exemplify urban planning. More upscale private condominiums are available but extremely expensive due to land constraints. Malaysians commute daily to work in Singapore, but cannot reside permanently without permits. Cost of living is high, especially housing, transportation, and owning a car. Urban areas are densely populated with thriving commercial centers. However, tranquility can be found at nature reserves just outside the city. Changi District offers beachside living away from the crowded downtown. Singapore's small size allows quick access between suburbs and urban zones. Singapore's climate is tropical rainforest, with consistent warm temperatures around 81 degrees Fahrenheit year-round. Due to its location near the equator, daylight hours vary little between seasons. Afternoon thunderstorms are common, especially during the northeast monsoon wet season from December to early March, which also has heavier rain. April to August is generally drier but still humid. The southwest monsoon season sees occasional localized showers and slightly warmer air. Being near the sea mitigates extreme heat. Typhoons rarely strike Singapore directly, but may bring secondary impacts. However, the lack of natural disasters and geographic location outside major fault lines keep risks low of earthquakes, volcanoes, or tsunamis. Dengue fever outbreaks can occur during hot and wet weather. Pollution and urbanization remain environmental concerns. Popular sports and recreation activities reflect Singapore's cultural diversity, including football, cricket, and badminton. The National Stadium regularly hosts international matches and competitions like rugby, concerts, and the National Day Parade. Singapore maintains many world-class golf courses, including Sentosa Golf Club, regularly hosting the Singapore Open. The Singapore Grand Prix brings exciting Formula One racing along downtown city streets. Public sports facilities like swimming complexes, tennis courts, and soccer pitches are abundant. Singapore's reputation for top healthcare extends to sports medicine and training. Other major events include the Standard Chartered Marathon and OCBC Cycle Bike Race. Active senior citizens gather for Tai Chi, dancing, and other exercise in parks. Water sports and recreational boating thrive with access to the Straits of Singapore and South China Sea. Education is a top priority in Singapore, with excellent public schools and universities, including the National University of Singapore and Nanyang Technological University. Academic performance on international assessments and math/science scores rank among the highest globally. The government continues boosting resources for special education. Singapore also attracts prestigious foreign universities to set up branch campuses like INSEAD Business School, University of Chicago Booth School of Business, and Yale NUS College. Medical infrastructure includes specialist national centers for cancer, cardiovascular medicine, and ophthalmology. Biomedical research occurs at Biopolis and Fusionopolis. Singapore's educated workforce and institutions support its knowledge economy and commercial development. Continual investment in human capital development aims to meet future economic challenges. In conclusion, Singapore offers a unique landscape that blends tropical scenery with hypermodern urban living. Unparalleled city planning and infrastructure enable high quality of life and economic success, despite its tiny geographic size and lack of natural resources. Singapore emerged from its strategic trading port beginnings to become a global leader in finance, education, healthcare, and technology. Visitors will encounter rich multicultural diversity from Little India to Chinatown, experienced through unique cuisine, festivals, and architecture. Yet prosperity and abundance of green space create an oasis of livability. While politically restrictive in some ways, Singapore presents a safe, clean, and efficient city where people unite to achieve a dynamic, sustainable, and harmonious future. Experience the excitement of Singapore, where Eastern and Western cultures, history, and innovations intersect as pathways to tomorrow.